The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. Welcome to this week's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. In today's episode, we have a great one for you on hand as two fierce rivals battle it out for not just bragging rights, but for honor and glory for their teams. Today's featured rivalry will see the Battle of New York as the 1993-94 New York Rangers take on their crosstown rivals, the New York Islanders of 1993-94, as they add another historic chapter in their historic rivalry. Stay tuned for Puck Drop in Game 1 coming up next. And we are just about set and ready to go for Game 1 of this Rivalry Night series between the Rangers and the Islanders as the Battle of New York from 1993-1994. Your starting netminders for this game are Glenn Healy for the Rangers and Jamie McLennan for the Isles. With that being said, the puck is dropped, and here we go. We'll begin with a quality check between anybody in the ice for the Islanders against player number 5 that for the Rangers. That's Steve Larmer. The quality we're looking for is hit. Larmer is not going to win this one, so the only two players out there with hit are Thomas and Delgarno. I think we're going to go with... We'll go with Steve Thomas. So Steve Thomas will win the battle for hit as he moves in on Glenn Healy to hopefully net a 2 or a 3 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so. Steve Thomas is turned away by Glenn Healy, and this game remains scoreless after one segment of play. Quality check between players 2 and 5. That's Turgeon and 2 and 5. Ferraro and Wells. So the quality we're looking for is hit. Wells is going to win this one as he does have hit. So he's going to skate on in to McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. A 5 and a dot won't do it. And the Rangers will take the first goal courtesy of Jay Wells. We stay put in this segment with another quality check. This time it'll be between players 4 and anybody on the ice for the Rangers. Brad Delgarno is going to be the player in question. So we need a guy with smart. It looks like Delgarno's not going to win this one. So anybody but Matteau is going to win this one. I think we'll have the red die decide. 5 or a 6 is a reroll. 3, Sergei Zubov will be the guy in question. So as he does win it with smart, as he moves in on moves in on Jamie McLennan, as he needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and Zubov will give the Rangers their second goal of this ball game. It's 2-0 in favor of the Rangers. We stay put with a penalty check between players 5 and 1, Turgeon and Takanen. And it looks like Esa Takanen's going to go to the box with a penalty rating of 1.5, as Turgeon will move in on Glenn Healy to hopefully net a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and the Islanders will get on the board courtesy of Pierre Turgeon on the power play. Quality check between players 2 and anybody in the ice for the Rangers. Player 2 is Mick Vukota, and the quality we're looking for is skill. Vakota's not going to win this one, so it's either going to be Graves. Well, Graves was flipped, so it looks like it's going to go to Matteau because he's the only other player out there on the ice with skill. So Matteau will win this battle with Vakota for skill, as he will skate on into Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop, which he will do so as the game moves to a 2-1 lead for the Rangers heading into the next segment. Penalty check between players 4 and 5. That's Acton and Larmer. Both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between players 5 and 4. That's Curvers and McTavish. The quality we're looking for is smart. It looks like both players have smart, and we will move on. Or excuse me, and that's going to be it for the first period. And after an eventful first period of action here, the Rangers lead game 1 by the score of 2-1. We begin the second period with a quality check between players 5 and 1, Vask and Graves. The quality we're looking for is smart. It looks like Vask is going to win this one. Dennis Vask is going to win as he will skate in on Glenn Healy to hopefully net a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. He can't. The game is tied up, courtesy of Dennis Vask. And again, if I do butcher any names, I do apologize. We continue on with into this next portion of this segment with a quality check between players 5 and anybody in the ice for the Rangers. Pierre Turge will be the player in question as we are looking for the quality of star. The only two Rangers out there with star are Kevin Lowe and Mark Messier. It's Messier. And it will be Messier. So Messier will tie Pierre Turgeon for stars. Both guys have the same quality of star, and we will move on to the next segment of play here in this one. Oh, and it's a quality check, and it's going to be double sixes. So whenever this comes up, again, I look at the home side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 will be a reroll. 6 is a reroll. 4. That's Darius Kasparidis. So he will go up against. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. Player number 1, that's Glenn Anderson. So it's Kasparidis and Anderson for smart. It looks like Glenn Anderson's going to win that one as he does have smart printed on his card. So he's going to skate on into Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. And a 4 with a dot will save it for we'll save it for McLennan as Glenn Anderson is turned away, and we will move on to the next segment. Quality check between both players in 5. That's Wells and Curvers. The quality we're looking for is star. Neither Curvers or Wells have stars, so we will move on to the next segment in this one. Quality check between players 2 and 3. That's Thomas and Lowe. The quality we're looking for is smart. Kevin Lowe is going to win that one as he does have smart, so he's going to skate on in to Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. He won't, and the Rangers will take the lead courtesy of Kevin Lowe. We stay put in this segment with a visitor scoring chance of a 61. Any home player with a square stops a New York Rangers goal. Any home player with a square stops a Ranger goal. Yes, Vladimir Malakov does have a square printed out on his card, so he's going to stop the Ranger goal attempt to keep this game within one as we head to the third period by the score of Rangers 3 and the Islanders 2. Visitor scoring chance will begin the third period here with a 52. Home player in 2, that's Ray Ferraro. He stops a Ranger goal with a quality roll of smart or a triangle. He does have smart, but let's just to make sure to see he does have the triangle. Dot, he does. And he does not. Even though he doesn't have the triangle, he does have smart well enough to stop the Ranger goal to keep this game right within reach for the Islanders to tie things up as we head to the next segment. We got ourselves a quality check between player 4 for the Rangers. That's Sergei Nemchinov and anybody in the ice for the Islanders. The quality we're looking for is hit. The only two guys out there with hit are Delgarno and Vukoda. Vukoda was flipped, so we're going to give that we're going to give that win we're going to win this, excuse me. We're going to give the win to Brad Delgarno as Nemchinov does not have hit printed out on his card. So Delgarno is going to skate on into Glenn Healy, hopefully to make a 2 or a 3 with a dot to make the stop. He can't. The game is tied, courtesy of Brad Delgarno. And we continue on here with a quality check between both players in 3. That's Kovalev and King. The quality we're looking for is smart. Derek King is going to win this one as he does have smart well enough to skate on in to Glenn Healy, hopefully to make a 2 or a 3 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and the Isles will score. The games will take the lead courtesy of Derek King as they take it as they try to take this game here from the Rangers here, and we continue on in this segment with a quality check between players between players 5 and 1. That's Vask and Tikkanen. The quality we're looking for is hit. Tikkanen wins this one as he does have hit, so he's going to skate on in to Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. And he will do so well enough to keep this game right within reach. Each other way as we move on to the next segment with a quality check between both players in 1. That's Graves for the Rangers and McInnes for the Islanders. The quality we're looking for is hit. Graves is going to win this one as he does have hit. So he's going to skate on into Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. He can't. The game is tied up at 4, courtesy of Adam Graves. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between both players in 3. That's Zubov and Lachance. The quality we're looking for is star. Zubov is going to win this one as he does have star. As he skates on into Jamie McLennan, he needs to make a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and the Rangers will take a 5-4 lead courtesy of Sergei Zubov. We stay put. Oh, and it's a triple ones. It's an injury to a home player. So again, we will roll the red die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be the goalie. Player number 5, that's Pierre Turgeon. So Pierre Turgeon will be injured and coming out of this game. And and just like real life hockey, I play it as a man down. So the Islanders started with so think of it as they started with 12 forwards, six defensemen. They are now down to 11 forwards, six defensemen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we move on to the next segment. Quality check between players, anybody on the ice for the Islanders against player number 2. That's Greg Gilbert. The quality we're looking for is smart. The only players out there with smart for the Isles are Malakhov, Acton, and Curvers. I do want to keep at least one square out there. So it's between Acton and Curvers. It's Curvers. And it will be Acton. So Keith Acton will tie Kevin Lau for smart. It's Gilbert. Sorry, it's Gilbert. So Gilbert and Acton tie for smart, and we are going to go to the empty net mini chart, hopefully to settle this game and to see if the Rangers can hang on to win. 7. Leading team scores an empty net goal. Yikes. And let's see who scored that empty netter. 5 choice players. So again, we'll roll the red die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. Not sure if I rolled that correctly, but if I didn't, I'll re-roll it again. 8. I'm sorry, not 8. 6. Oh, re-roll. Sorry. Re-roll. 4. That's Craig McTavish. So Craig McTavish will seal the deal here for game 1. And that is going to be it for game 1 of this matchup between the Rangers and the Islanders, as the Rangers take game 1 of this battle for New York between the Islanders and the Rangers by a final score of 6-4. Stay tuned for the game summary, as well as we will take a look at our sponsors for today's episode. What an intense back and forth game 1 that we've witnessed here for this episode of Rivalry Night, featuring the battle for New York between the New York Rangers and the New York Islanders of 93-94. And again, we welcome you inside the Bitty Beer Game Studios for your game summary presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products. And again, we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste. At a bitty price, it's Bitty Beer. Your game summary for game 1 is as follows. The Rangers would win game 1 over the New York Islanders 6-4. As your goal scorers for the Rangers happen to be from Jay Wells, Sergei Zubov, Kevin Lau, Adam Graves, and Craig McTavish. Sergei Zubov would score 2 goals for the Rangers, and Craig McTavish would seal the deal in the third to win it 6-4 off the empty net mini chart. Your lone penalty taker for the Rangers came from Esa Takanen, who unfortunately suffered an opposing power play goal by Pierre Turgeon. Your quality check winners for the Rangers are as follows. Wells will win the battle for hit. Sergei Zubov will win 2 quality check wins, as he would net a win for smart and a win for star. Stefan Matteau would win the battle for skill. Glenn Anderson would win the battle for skill. Kevin Lau would win the battle for smart. Esa Takanen would win the battle for hit. So did Adam Graves, as well as he would win the battle for hit. The New York Islanders goal scorers are as follows. Pierre Turgeon, Vask, Delgarno, and King would all score for the Isles. Pierre Turgeon would net the game's lone power play goal for this one. No penalties were taken on the Islanders side, but the quality check wins came from Thomas, Vask, Delgarno, and King. Thomas would win the battle for hit. Vask would win the battle for smart. Delgarno would win the battle for hit. And King would win the battle for smart. there was a lone key play of the game, and it came in the second period, which I thought was really intriguing here because Kevin Lau would net the Rangers a little bit closer, but the Islanders said, not today. In the 20th minute of the second period, Vladimir Malakov would stop a New York Ranger goal opportunity from getting a back-to-back scoring opportunity. And with that in mind, here are your three stars of the game from game one. Star number three honors would definitely have to go to Adam Graves as he netted a goal plus a quality check win. Derek King would net star number two honors as he would do the same goal plus a quality check win. And of course, there were so many players to choose from, but I definitely have to give it to Craig McTavish as he would net the game winner on the empty net goal in the third period. And again, the honorable star of the game I would have mentioned would be Sergei Zubov as he would net two goals plus net two quality check wins for game one of this Rivalry Night series. The Rangers are up 1-0 in this Rivalry Night series over their rivals, the New York Islanders. Will the Islanders try to bounce back in game two? Well, I guess you're going to have to tune in to find out. But before we get to there, let's take a moment right now to say a little bit of hello and a little bit of thanks to our official Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode of Rivalry Night. We would like to take the time to send out a special thanks to our Play Game sponsors for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour is brought to you in part by Bitty Beer. They say it's a blend of hops, rice, and barley that gives Bitty Beer its distinctive taste. But we know better. It's our brewing process that gives our beer that one-of-a-kind flavor that no premium beer can match. Our vats have never been cleaned, so there's an itty bit of history in every can. Bitty Beer, the beer for folks who can't afford better. And we remind you, if you choose to drink bitty beer, please remember to drink responsibly. And by Doc Cola, the official cola beverage of the Play Games community. Doc Cola uses the finest imitation ingredients that bring you that sugary blast of caffeine you've come to know and love. With twice the sugar and three times the caffeine of any other major brand, Doc Cola is sure to keep you wired from dawn until dusk. So, while you're at it, take the Doc Cola challenge and see where our customers agree you'll never be able to wean yourself from refreshing Doc Cola. And by Ice Brew, the official brewery choice of the Play Games community. Brewed in the frozen tundra of northern Wisconsin, Ice Brew is a beer made for sports fans and tailgating. Our 150-year-old family recipe is brewed to make the most of every ingredient. We use hops, barley, wheat, corn, rice, oats, quinoa, spelt, malt, and sunflower seeds blended together with the finest water shipped in from the shores of Lake Michigan. One sip, and you'll agree there's nothing like Ice Brew. And by Pizza Kingdom, the official pizza joint of the Play Games community. At Pizza Kingdom, our signature New York pizza starts with the crust when we layer on our homemade pizza sauce, then load your pizza up with mounds of cheese. When it comes out of the oven, it's piping hot, golden brown, and ready for you to enjoy. And we give that majestic culinary work of art to Mikey, our 16-year-old delivery driver, who, who is as responsible as a tree stump. Pizza Kingdom. It was sure perfection when it's left in the store. Yeah, we're just about ready and set to go for game two of this Rivalry Night series between the Islanders and the Rangers. The Rangers won game one by a final score of 6-4. But let's hope that the Islanders can try to mount a comeback here to tie things up heading in to game 3. With that being said, your starting netminders for game 2 will be Jamie McLennan for the Islanders, as at the other end of the ice here at Madison Square Garden will be Mike Richter for the New York Rangers. And with that being said, let's drop the puck. And we're going to begin with a penalty check between anybody on the ice for the Rangers against player number 1, that is Travis Green. This early on, I think, man, early on, you really hate to see a penalty he takes shape because Green is the only guy. So either we tie or the Isles are going to go on the power play because it doesn't make any sense to put the Isles on the penalty kill. So we tie. And we will tie. So we'll go right across from them with Glenn Anderson as both guys have the same penalty rating of 0.5. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Oh my goodness, another penalty check. This time it'll be between players 1 and 1 and 6. That's to Cannon and anybody on the ice for the Islanders. We don't have a guy to tie. So pick your poison. Let's have the red die decide. 1, 2. The Rangers will go on the power play, but we can't. Oh, shoot, we can't. So hang on. We'll have the Rangers go on the power play, and blank will have the Isles go on the power play. And we'll definitely have the Rangers go on the power play. So let's see here. Between Vukota and Kasparidis. I think it'll be Kasparidis. And it will be Kavoda. So Kavoda's going to get, or excuse me, yes, Vukota is going to go to the box as Takana will skate on in to Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or 4 with a dot to make the stop. He won't, and the Rangers will take an early 1-0 lead, courtesy of Esa Takana. And that will be considered to be a power play goal. Quality check between both players in 4. That's Messier and Kasparidis. The quality we're looking for is hit. Oh, by the hair of his chinny chin chin. Darius Kasparidis has hit because Messier does not have hit printed on his card. So Kasparidis will skate on into Mike Richter to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He can't, and the Islanders will tie it up, courtesy of Darius Kasparidis. We stay put with a quality check between players 4 and 3. That's Nemchinov and and Malakov. Who knew? The quality we're looking for is skill. Both players have skill. And we will move on to the next one. Visitor scoring chance with a 51. Home player in 1. That's Graves. He stops an Islander goal opportunity using a quality roll of hit, of power, power, or a square. Although he does not have a square printed on his card, he does have power well enough to stop the Islander goal scoring attempt to keep this game tied up at 1 apiece as we head to the next segment. Quality check between player anybody on the ice for the Rangers against player number 2. That's Steve Thomas. The quality we're looking for is power. Pick your poison between anybody but Glenn Anderson. Um, hmm. We'll let the red die decide. 1 or a 6 is a reroll. And of course, it lands on 2, and that is Brian Leach. So Brian Leach will win the battle for power, and he will skate on into Jimmy McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. He can't, and the Rangers take a 2-1 lead, courtesy of Brian Leach. We stay put in the segment with a home scoring chance of a 55, and it reads: any visitor player with a triangle, or excuse me, not a triangle, excuse me, a square, I should say, stops a Ranger goal. Yes, Tom Curvers is the only guy out there with a square, so he's going to be the lucky contestant to stop the Ranger goal from getting past him, and hopefully not to the back of the net of Jamie McLennan. And that's going to be it for the first period. And after an eventful first period, the Rangers take a 2-1 lead heading into the second period. We got ourselves a quality check to begin the second period between anyone on the ice for the Rangers against player number 3. That's Derek King. The quality we're looking for is star. The only player out there with star is Kevin Lau for the Rangers. So he will be the lucky guy to win this battle for star over Derek King, as Kevin Lau will skate in to Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop, which he will do so. As Lau is turned away in this one, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 14, and it reads: home goalie must make play save. So again, Mike Richter needs to make a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He won't, and the Islanders tie it up. Let's see who scored the game tying goal. Choice player. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a reroll. Player number 5, that's Dennis Vask. So Dennis Vask will score the goal. Will score the game tying goal for the Islanders. And we will stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 5 and 1. That's Mateau and Benoit Hogue. The quality we're looking for is hit. Neither Mateau or Hogue have hit, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check again. This time it'll be between players 1 and 3. That's Anderson and Lachance. The quality we're looking for is hit. Neither Anderson or Lachance have hit, so we will move on to the next segment. Penalty check between players 5 and anybody on the ice for the Islanders. You really want to try to have momentum going into the third period. Let's see if that'll be the case. We could either tie or have the Rangers go on the power play. Decide or die will decide the fate. Dot, we tie. And we will tie. So it's going to be between Turgeon and McInnes. Dot, it's McInnes. And it will be McInnes. So Larmer will tie things with a 0.5 penalty rating with McInnes. And that's going to be it for a second period worthy of memories for sure. as the Isles tie things up at 2 goals apiece with the New York Rangers in this special episode of Rivalry Night, the battle for New York. We start the third with a quality check between both players in forward. That's McTavish and Delgarno. The quality we're looking for is smart. It looks like McTavish is going to win this one as he does have smart as he skates on into Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. A 4 with a dot will save it by the hair of his chinny chin. Wow, what a save that was by Jamie McLennan to keep things knotted up at 2-all. Quality check between both players in four. Again, this time it'll be Mark Messier and Keith Acton. The quality is speed. Both Mark Messier and Keith Acton have speed. And we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check between players 5 and 1. That's Wells and Green. The quality is power. Both have power. And we will move on to the next segment before possibly this game could be going to overtime. Penalty check between players 1 and 4. That's Takanen and Kasparidis. Yikes. Darius Kasparidis is going to go to the box as Takanen is going to skate on into Jamie McLennan to hopefully net a 3 or a 4 with a dot to make the stop. He does so, and folks, we're going to sudden death overtime. Sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Home scoring chance of a 25, and it reads choice home player rolls for a goal using assist stars +2. Not that many good choices here, but we're gonna go with Kovalev to hopefully to see if he can hopefully net a 2-0 setup for a sweep for the New York Rangers, as he needs a 1, 2, or 3 to score the goal. He does. The game is over, and the Rangers take it by a final score of 3-2, setting the Islanders up for on the edge of a sweep coming up next in Game 3. Stay tuned for the series summary so far, as well as Game 2 summary coming up next. But first, let's take a look at today's sponsors for today's episode of Rivalry Night. It looks like the Rangers are going to be taking this Rivalry Night series as they would end up winning Game 2 by a final score of 3-2. But can they go for the sweep? But before we get to that, let's take a look at our Game 2 Biddy Bear game summary presented by your favorite Biddy Bear products. And again, we remind you, if you choose to drink Biddy Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. For the Rangers goal scorers in this one, Esa Cannon goal was on the power play. Brian Leach and Alex Kovalev would all score in normal goals, with Alex Kovalev's goal coming in overtime. No penalties were taken on the Rangers side, but for the quality check wins, Leach, Lowe, and McTavish would all net quality check wins for the Rangers. Leach will win the battle for power, Lowe would win the battle for star, and McTavish will win the battle for smart. For the Islanders, only 2 goals came from their side, as Kasparidis would all net goals for the Islanders, and Dennis Vass would do the same as well. The lone penalty would be taken from Vukoda, as he would be unfortunate as the Rangers netted a power play goal, and the lone quality check win came at the expense of Darius Kasparidis, who win the battle for hit. Your key play from the game came in the first period at the end of the 20th minute mark. Uh, Tom Curvers would keeps the New York Rangers back-to-back goals opportunity from getting past him uh, after Brian Leach scored off of the quality check win. And here are your 3 stars from game 2. Star number 3, I definitely have to give it to Tom Curvers for that key stop in the first. Dennis Vass would net a game tying goal in the second period and would get star number 2 honors. And of course, star number 1, Alex Kovalev, would net the game winning goal in overtime. Well, the New York Rangers have won this Rivalry Night series over the Islanders, but can they go for the sweep? Or can the Islanders manage to find a way to stay off the sweep here in this one? Well, because guess what? You're going to find out right now because game 3 is coming up next. And with that, the Islanders are on the brink of getting swept here as they try to as they must win this game 3 because the series is already in the hands of the Rangers. But can the Rangers sweep the Islanders to take this battle for New York from the 1993-94 NHL season? With that being said, game 3 starters are Mike Richter and Ron Hextall. Let's see what happens. Can the Isles avoid the sweep? Let's find out right now. We got ourselves a quality check to begin game 3 between players 2 and 1. That's Ferraro and Graves. The quality we're looking for is skill. Both Ferraro and Graves have skill, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. We got ourselves a quality check to begin this next segment with a player check of 4 and 1. Excuse me, that's Brad Delgarno and Glenn Anderson. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like Glenn Anderson's going to win this one as he does have skill, as he will skate on into Ron Hextall, hopefully to make a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop. And he will do so to keep this game scoreless through the first 10 minutes of play here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 61, and it reads any visitor player with a circle prevents a power play goal. Any visitor with a circle? No, none on the Rangers. No active player on the Rangers that are out there on the ice have a circle out there. So therefore, the Islanders are going to go up 1-0. And let's see who scores for the Islanders. Player with the best shot rating. Oh man, that is a tie between Hogue and Turgeon. I think it's Hogue. And it will be Turgeon. So Pierre Turgeon will score the ice-breaking goal for the Islanders. And we will stay put in this segment with a penalty check between players 1 and 3. That's Takanen and Malakov. It looks like Takanen's going to go to the box as Malakov is going to skate in on Mike Richter to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He can't, and it's going to be a power play goal courtesy of not the Rangers, of the Islanders, courtesy of Vladimir Malaikov, as the Isles go up 2-0. Well, the Rivalry Night series is in the hands of of course, as mentioned, is in the hands of the Rangers. But right now, this game, the Isles have to win in order to fend off the 3-game sweep from the Rangers. We stay put in this segment with it's a triple force, and this is going to be a fight plus a momentum shot. Let's see. Do we have any takers? It looks like we do. So I think we're going to go with the highest guys out there on the ice. Kosher and Mick Bukota. Place your bets, everybody. Let's see if your favorite player is going to take home the prize here. The bell sounds, and here we go. Visitor lands a punch. Kosher and the Rangers are up 1-0. And the referee breaks up the fight. Boo. One punch, and Kosher delivers the knockout blow. And that is going to give Kosher a momentum shot against Ron Hextall's spec save, which, by the way, he does not have. Unfortunately for the Islanders, that fight really didn't really dent them at all, because the Rangers and Joe Kosher are going to score a goal off of the fight and the momentum shot, but the Islanders still lead it by a score of 2-1. We stay put here with let me just make sure here. Yep. Okay, we're gonna stay put in this segment here. Sorry for the little delay. We're gonna have a quality check between players 4 and 5. That's Acton and Matteau. The quality we're looking for is skill. It looks like Stefan Matteau is going to win that one, as he does have skill. So he's going to skate on into Ron Hextall to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop, which he will do so. And Stefan Matteau is kept off the board here in this one, here in Game 3 of this Rivalry Night series for the Battle of New York between the Rangers and the Islanders from the 93-94 NHL season. We got ourselves a quality check. This time it'll be between players 3 and 5. That's King and Larmer. The quality is smart. Both King and Larmer have smart, and that is going to be all she wrote for the first period. An eventful first period that saw a fight from Joe Kosher and Mick Bukota, with Joe Kosher winning 1-0 as they but they are down by a score of 2-1 over the New York Islanders. We ended the second by that score of 2-1. We start the second period with a quality check of hits between players 1 and anybody on the ice for the Rangers. Benoit Hogue will be the player in question for the Isles. He's not going to win it, but the only two guys out there with hit are Graves and Wells. It's Graves. And it will be Graves. So Graves will win the battle for hits over Benoit Hogue, as Graves looks to skate on in to Ron Hextall, hopefully to tie things up. A 1, 2, 3, or 4 will stop him, which he will do so. Ron Hextall standing on his head. He stops that slap shot by Adam Graves to keep this game all knotted up, all right in the Islanders' favor, and preventing the sweep from happening. Oh, and it's a triple sixes, and this is going to be an injury to a visiting player. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the goalie. 3. Oh, that's Sergei Zubov. So Zubov will be injured for the remainder of this game, and we will. And the Rangers are down a guy, and we will move on to the next segment here in this one. Home scoring chance of a 22, and it reads visitor goalie must make spec save. Mike Richter was known for a lot of spec saves in 94 in the 93-94 season. 3 or a 4 with a dot will do so. Nope. The Islanders will add on to their lead. It's 3-1. Let's see who scored the goal. 10, second best shot rating. So the best out there right now is Marty McInnis. And that means Tom Curvers is going to score the 3-1 goal for the Islanders. We stay put in this portion of this segment, and we will move on to a quality check between players 2 and 1. That's Bukota and Anderson. The quality is hit. It looks like Bukota is going to win this one as he does have hit well enough to skate on into Mike Richter to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop, which he will do so to keep things right where yes, and Anderson to keep things in order for the Rangers to hopefully come back from 2 goals down. Oh, and it's a penalty check between anybody on the ice for the Islanders and player number 2. That's Greg Gilbert. Well, it's impossible for the Islanders to go on the power play because because 0.5 is the lowest that you can go, and nobody out there on the ice has a 0 penalty rating. There's the option that we could tie, but let's have the decider die decide. We tie. And it looks like the Rangers are going to go on the power play. They mean it badly. So let's see who's going to go to the box. Anything but a 1 or a 6. It looks like Vask is going to go to the box as Greg Gilbert is going to move in on Ron Hextall to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or 4 to make the stop. He can't, and they're within 1, courtesy of Greg Gilbert. It will be considered to be a power play goal. We stay put in this segment with a quality check between players 6 and between anybody on the ice for the Islanders against player number 4. That's Sergei Nemchinov. The quality is speed. Nemchinov's not going to win this one. The only 3 players out there on the ice with speed are Turgeon, Lachance, and McInnis. Turgeon was flipped, so it's down between Lachance and McInnis. And let's see here. It will be Marty McInnis. And it will be Marty McInnis. So Marty McInnis will win this battle for speed as he moves in on Mike Richter to hopefully net a 1, 2, or 3 to make the stop. He does so to keep things right where it's at of a 3-2 Islander lead as the Rangers look to dig down deep as we enter the 3rd period with a score of Islanders 3, Rangers 2. It's a penalty check to begin the 3rd period. It's going to be between players 4 and 3, Kasparidis and Lau. It looks like Kasparidis is going to go to the box as Kevin Lau will skate on into Ron Hextall to hopefully net a 1, 2, 3, or a 4 for the play save to stop the Lau power play goal attempt. He will stop it. Wow, this is going to be interesting for sure to see how the Rangers are going to battle back in this one. Visitor scoring chance of a 53. This could do it right here. Home player in 3. That's Lachance. He stops a Ranger goal opportunity with a quality roll of hit or a square. Yes, although he does not have hit, he does have a square well enough to stop him. Time is running out. quality check between both players in 5. That's Turgeon and Wells. The quality is hits. Jay Wells has hits printed out on his card. So let's see what Ron Hextall can do to stop it. A 1, 2, 3, or 4 will do so. Yes, it will. My, oh my. This is heart pounding hockey at its best. Penalty check between players 3 and 5. That's Malakov and Stefan Matteau. Both players had the same penalty rating of point of 1. And folks, we are going to go to the empty net mini chart with the sweep on the line because the Islanders are trying to force are trying to uh, stave off the sweep, and let's see what happens. 11. Okay, we're going to roll a die. If lower or equal to leading team's squares, the game is over. Otherwise, leading team goalie must make play save. So in this case, we have 1. We need to roll anything. We need to roll exactly a 1 in order for the game to be over. Otherwise, a 2 or more, the Hextall needs to make a play save. And exactly, he rolls a 1. Wow. Hextall will seal it. The game is over, and the Islanders stave off the sweep from the 94 from the 93-94 Rangers as they take game 3 of this Rivalry Night series by a final score of 3-2. Wow. But of course the Rangers will take this Rivalry Night series, winning 2-1. Man, oh man, what a series. What a series. What a series. With that in mind, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Rivalry Night. If you liked what you saw or on any other content on the Hockey Blast Express Hour, please leave a like. And if you have not done so, a subscription is really optional, but heavily regarded, and as it will help me out um, in my YouTube journey, as well as if you want to say something nice about what you saw today, leave it in the comments down below. But I ask no vulgar language, please. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, the final score for Game 3: the the Islanders fend off the sweep from the New York Rangers by a final score of 3-2. Stay tuned for the series summary and game summary coming up right after this and some final thoughts on today's episode. Well, it looks like the Islanders will shave off the sweep of the New York Rangers, and as they would win the final game of this Rivalry Night series for this episode of Rivalry Night as part of the Hockey Blast Express Hour, featuring the Battle for New York from the season of 1993-94. Your game summary is presented by your favorite Bitty Beer products, and as always, we remind you, if you choose to drink Bitty Beer, please remember to drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste at a bitty price. It's Bitty Beer. Your game summary is as follows: the Rangers would only net 2 goals from this game. Joe Kosher and Greg Gilbert would all score for the Rangers. Joe Kosher would net a goal off of a fight win, and Greg Gilbert would net his goal off of the power play. Esa Takana would net a penalty, but was unfortunate for the Islanders as they went on to score a power play goal. Glenn Anderson, Stefan Matteau, Adam Graves, and Jay Wells would all net quality check wins, where Anderson won the battle for skill, so did Matteau. Graves and Wells will win the battle for hit. For the Islanders, Turgeon, Malakhov, and Kerbers would all be your goal scorers for this one. Pierre Turgeon would net his lone goal on his second goal of this episode on the power play, while Vladimir Malakhov and Tom Kerbers would net goals on the or at even strength. I should I should really say about that. But penalty wise, Vask and Kasparidis would net penalties, but unfortunately for Vask, he would be the lone power play goal. Opposing power play goal victim from Greg Gilbert, while Darius Kasparidis was saved by his goaltender making a play save. Your quality check wins for the Isles came at the expense of Marty McInnes and Dennis Vukota, as Vukota would win the battle for hit, and McInnes would win the battle for speed. No key plays from this game three, but if I had to mention one, it came at the expense of Ron Hextall, and he would be your number one star, making that goal line stand save off of the empty net mini chart, where he had to roll a one and exactly a one to make sure off of the squares for the Islanders, and he would take home star number one honors. Tom Curvers would take home star number two honors by scoring a goal, while Joe Kosher would take star number three honors by scoring a goal off of a fight win. And here are your 3 stars of the episode for this episode of Rivalry Night. Star number three, I definitely would have to give it to Mike Richter, as he would net 2 wins. Not that much from him, but it is what it is. Jay Wells would net star number 2 honors, as he would net a goal plus 2 quality check wins. And Sergei Zubov, oh my goodness, he was everywhere before he got injured in game 3. He would go on to net 2 goals and 2 quality check wins. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Rivalry Night as part of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. Stay tuned for what's coming up next here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour for next time. And of course, if you like what you saw today, a like is very much appreciated, as well as if you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel and turn on that notifications bell so that way you won't miss out on any new content that may appear on the channel. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode of Rivalry Night, featuring the 1993-94 Battle of New York between the 93-94 Rangers and the 93-94 Islanders. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this week, but never fear, let's coming up next time here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour. And it looks like we're going to be returning back to another episode of Stanley Cup Finals Rewind, when we will revisit the controversial 2010 final, the ghost goal by Patrick Kane that featured these two teams, the Philadelphia Flyers and the Chicago Blackhawks, from the 2010 Stanley Cup Finals. Will there be some controversy here on the tabletop? Well, I guess you're going to have to find out next time here on the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Hockey Blast Express Hour. We look forward to bringing you more episodes of Rivalry Night, Stanley Cup Finals rewind matchups, and goal scoring frenzy throughout the 2025-26 National Hockey League season.